Move to our next speaker, Anne Tolley. And firstly, I think it's wonderful that a previous Member of Parliament is leading the New Zealand branch of the International Transparency Organisation, particularly as you have deep experience and understanding of how these systems work. Are you able to talk about how Transparency International New Zealand views the strategic importance of this campaign? You are a great supporter of the 5 action points. If you could just talk about how it can restore public trust in New Zealand's policy-making process.
Kia ora tātou, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity to be here. Look, as you say, I chair the New Zealand chapter of Transparency International, which is a global movement focused on preventing corruption. I think at a conference about 1% of the global GDP is dirty money. Organised crime, billions and billions of dollars. And so Transparency International is very focused on the systems that we need to have in place to prevent that and to maintain confidence in our democratic processes. And so we're delighted to be here tonight supporting the 5 actions. It's interesting that we all have our research, we all come from slightly different perspectives, but we all agree on those 5 actions that they are necessary. And when we want to make change, we want to see change here in New Zealand. Why is it important? Because you only have to look at what's happening in the world to see that democracy, as we know it and as we value it, is under threat in a whole variety of ways. And I'm not even talking about Trump, but in a whole variety of ways. So one of the key things for us is how do we maintain that public confidence? I was appalled to see that the 2020 World Values Survey showed that 16% of New Zealanders believed that money bought elections. That's almost 1 in 7 people. And I don't know what the 2024 survey might reveal, but I think that's a really worrying number, and that's where Transparency International is focused on. How do we build and maintain the confidence that New Zealanders have in their parliamentary processes and their government? Because if they don't have that confidence, then we are extremely vulnerable. The Transparency International, the national international body, released in February the Global Corruption Perceptions Index. Now that's focused on the public sector. And it's the perception and it's information that's garnered from about 13 different international surveys, of which New Zealand qualifies for about 8. Since 2015, we have been declining. So we used to be best in the world, and we prided ourselves on that. And that was really important because we're a trading nation, and that was a big part of our persona as that trading nation, and we felt good about that. Have we become too complacent and taken that for granted? Yes, we have, because we've fallen behind countries that we like to compare ourselves with, like Australia, like Canada, like the UK. But even countries in Eastern Europe have taken more legislative opportunities to bolster up the sort of things we're talking about here tonight than New Zealand has. So it's critically important that we all band together and make a loud noise about bringing New Zealand standards up. Lobbying, good information, open government, the revolving door, so that people have confidence that our parliamentary processes are equitable, that they are without corruption, and that they are performing their duty, which is being a representative government. Kia ora.